Well, everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Never Let Go. And this is a new horror film from director Alexandra Aja, who previously did Crawl, which got a lot of attention and surprisingly good feedback about this film about a young woman fighting off gators in her dad's house during a hurricane. Here, we have Halle Berry playing a mother of two boys played by Anthony B. Jenkins and Percy Daggs IV, who are being haunted by this evil entity, and only the mother can see it. But does it really exist? They live in isolation, barely getting by food-wise, and must be tethered by rope to this house made of holy, heavenly wood that keeps this evil away. And this film definitely is channeling perspectives on trauma, mental illness, overprotective parenting, and those themes. And they're there, they're clear, and they do some interesting things with them. There's this big mystery of is this evil real or is it just in the mother's head? And I feel like this film struggles to really give a clear and satisfying conclusion to that mystery. It feels a little half-hearted in different directions by the time you hit the credits and realize what might actually be really going on here. There's some tragic emotional moments. There's some scenes with this building and building of emotional tension, and it hits. There's those beats that feel like they're ripping your heart out. And this film does that well. I feel like Aja does a really fine job of building this visual experience. There's so much atmosphere. There's character design that is very eerie when this entity is appearing. And it's a lot less about that and a lot more up here. And there's a lot of paranoia that builds. There's some inspired and dynamic camera work at times. There's one of the most sharp Dutch angles you're going to find at one point in the film towards the climax. And I feel like Halle Berry delivers a performance that is so layered, so impassioned, and this character has a lot that she's holding close to the chest, trying to protect her children, but how protective can you be to be able to really doing right by them? And this film asks that question. I feel like the atmosphere, I feel like the performances, they all deliver. But I feel like the story itself is so muddled and unclear and messy that by the time you get to the final moments of this film where you're not quite sure exactly who or what came out on top in terms of this narrative and this experience. And I feel like in the end there's a lot left on the table that feels like was not exactly explored in the most engaging or impactful kinds of ways and kind of leaves you a bit hollow. And by the time the credits roll, I feel you might be having this experience of feeling unsatisfied with what the final results are of this experience. There's just so much building up into it. There's so many ideas that it's trying to explore. And with some great direction and some strong performances, it's just a shame that it feels like such a hollow experience by the time this film ends with all that went into it. But there just feels like there's something not so satisfying about it. It will have some scares, it will have some eerie imagery and discomfort that'll leave you, but it never really sticks the landing in a really impactful kind of way. And that's really how this film plays out. But those are my thoughts on Never Let Go. Let me know what you think and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.